Need anything else?
No more
Just let me know.
questions.
Just a scratch. Ugh.
Want to have your clip featured in the Skyrim Clip of the Week? Simply record the clip on your Xbox and then send it to me via message. My gamertag is iRyeni, that's IRYENI, and then you can message it to me over Xbox and I'll be able to view it. I look forward to seeing the clips that you guys send me. Now moving on to the video. Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of Modded Monday. We're on week number 232 now, guys. I've picked out 5 new mods for you guys to check out, and perhaps add them to your load order if you find them interesting. But like always, before we jump into them, I want to remind you guys that I'm partnered with GamerSupps, which in my opinion is the best energy drink on the market. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to check out the link in the description where you can go to their store page, and you can also use the code RTD for a 10% discount on all your purchases. I also want to say don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any brand new mods each and every single week. Now that all that's out of the way, we can jump into this week's mods, and starting us off we have the Sleeping Expanded NPC Reactions mod. The mod page reads, have you ever noticed how NPCs don't react at all when being woken up in the middle of the night? Or how characters stop breathing while they sleep? Or how it takes them years to get out of bed? Well, no more. Wake up, Jarl Balgriff. Sleeping Expanded is here. So they were happily playing a permadeath character earlier this week whenever they were on Twitch, when all of a sudden they decided to find a nice place to sleep. A random bed in a bandit fort. In the middle of the nap, they were interrupted when 2 bandits noticed their character. They started attacking him, and naturally he tried to stand up, but did you know it takes roughly 9 seconds in vanilla Skyrim for a character to get out of bed? 9 seconds. Not even my grandma takes that long, and she's 89 years old. Needless to say, that killed our friendly Khajiit before he could even stand up. This sent the mod creator on a quest to tweak some of the sleep-related settings that have always bothered him. Without further ado, he gives us Sleeping Expanded. Now this mod makes it so that people get angry when you wake them up in the middle of the night, and it has fully voiced with spliced or vanilla lines. He didn't count them all, but there's like 50 reactions in all. Now of course, depending on the voice type of the NPC, there'll be more or less lines. Some have custom lines, and some will only have the default angry vanilla lines. This feature is mainly just for fun, and it doesn't affect the relationship level, quests, or anything else. It just changed the initial greeting to the Skyrim equivalent of, "It's 4 AM, leave me alone," when you're waking them up. It's immersive, I would say. Some of these reactions are more elaborate and funnier than others, and it's just the way the things are. Some people when they awake will be confused, some will be angry, and so on. This is compatible with anything else that you would have in your load order because it's not vanilla at all, so there shouldn't be any compatibility issues. So although yes, this is a very small change, I think it's a very immersive change, because yeah, it is honestly kind of funny whenever you walk into someone's house, you know, to finish up their quest and they just so happen to be sleeping and you wake them up. I've always had that thought in my mind like, wake up, I have this quest done for you. But instead, now that actually is a lot more realistic because the NPC will get annoyed with you waking them up and they actually get out of bed a lot faster, and it makes you get out of bed a lot faster too. So there's a ton of small tweaks in here that make sleeping in general a lot better, and that's definitely why this mod's featured here at a number 5 spot. So I'd strongly recommend downloading the Sleeping Expanded NPC Reactions mod. Coming in at a number 4 spot, we have a brand new spell mod called Chronomancy. The mod page reads that this adds a selection of time manipulation spells with drawbacks that are balanced around the base game. Unlike Vanilla's slow time, you'll move at full speed without restriction, unless you want to slow yourself for powerful effects. It's extremely lightweight. Other than adding tomes to the vendors, the scripts are only used by a few spells. Now this mod adds over 30 brand new alteration spells to the game that all have their own skill ranks, so you can start messing with them from the time you start the game. These slow speeds vary from both the world and yourself, so many of the effects let you move at full speed, unlike the vanilla slow time shout. On the other hand, some of these spells will slow you down, but also confer powerful benefits while the world moves quickly around you. Tomes are added to vendor lists, so you can buy most of the spells from Farengar, and the higher quest tomes have to be purchased from Tolfdir, and master level spells require that you complete the alteration ritual quest, which I think is very fair. If you're going to be altering time and it's a master spell in the alteration school, you should have to finish the master level ritual quest. Now, it's also important to note that since these tomes are added to vendor lists, you may have to wait a couple days for vendors to update after you install the mod, and after you complete the initial ritual quest as well. Some of the spells that come along with this mod, we have the Dagger Storm, Minor Haste, Bulwark, Slow Target Creature, Flicker, Temporal Conduit. Those are all of the novice spells that you can mess with in the beginning, but then you unlock things such as the Time Lock, Metabolic Overload, the Coiling Worm, Resetting the Clock, Time Loop, and Precision Aim. There's so many spells that come along with this mod, and they all allow you to alter time, so you can have so many cool looking scenes as well as, badass fights as well. If you go into a bandit camp, you can actually slow time down and go to each enemy, as I am here, just back and forth doing slow attacks and just making everything look awesome. I think it's a very fun spell mod to actually play around with, and the fact that it adds 30 into the game makes it its own little spell genre now. It's pretty much its own category in the alteration school, and being able to alter time is something that we've really only seen in shouts in Skyrim, so it's a very new change to Skyrim, and I really like everything that it brings to it, and that's definitely why this mod's featured here at a number 4 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the Chronomancy magic mod. Coming in at a number 3 spot, we have a brand new beautiful player home called the Winterberry Chateau player home. The mod page reads that Winterberry is a property located just south of the city of Morthal, and it's a special release for Christmas, but of course all of these decorations can be enabled and disabled in the game, and they're optional. You can purchase the house for 35,000 septims just by talking to Salvar at the Moorside Inn. Now, this house is fully compatible with Hearthfire, and you can adopt up to 6 children, and to be able to adopt the children, you must have installed Hearthfire Multiple Adoptions. This mod is a godsend whenever it comes to Hearthfire playthroughs, so it's very important if you want to have up to 6 children in this house. But the actual features of the house itself, we have a main room, a trophy room for your collectibles such as masks, claws, and black books, a dining room, a greenhouse, a room for you and your family, as well as a room for your followers, up to 5 of them, a room for your own staff, and as well as a Christmas decoration with custom music room to bring festivity to your game. This mod also allows you to create some sort of guild inside of your house, because you can hire NPCs to guard your house as well as to come visit your house and just to hang out around your property. The hiring dialogues will only appear if you have the key to the Winterberry Chateau home in your inventory, and the NPCs must also be friends with you. Now, as you can see as I'm walking around this house mod, this is absolutely beautiful. There's no wasted space at all, and everything looks like it took a lot of time to do. There's probably so much effort that went into creating this house mod, and the fact that you can also enable and disable Christmas decorations and music to go along with this holiday season, I think that's really cool, because they didn't have to do anything like that. They could have just left the house mod as it is. But the fact that they, saw that the holiday season's coming up, got some Christmas decorations ready, and actually made it work with the house, you can disable, enable, or whatever, I think that's really cool to do in a house mod, and I think more house mods should learn from something like this. Other than that, I think this is a beautiful player home that would be perfect for any type of character that you would have, and that's definitely why this mod's featured here at a number 3 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the Winterberry Chateau player home mod. Coming in at our number 2 spot, we have a mod that's been requested on this channel for quite some time now. This is the new lighting mod called Lux, and the mod page reads that this is a consistent and complete rework of Skyrim's interior lighting. This mod takes advantage of the latest developments in ENB, including ENB Light, and has for its main objective to offer a gaming experience as realistic as it is dramatic. Lux is a personal project they've been working on for months now, and its main goal is to improve interior spaces' lighting consistency for ENB users mostly. He's reworked vanilla features from scratch, rebuilt lights and carefully placed them by hand, and the main objective was to bring as much consistency in the lighting as possible, while trying to avoid overbright spaces, which is quite painful for ENB users, as well as way too dark spaces as well. With a lot of personal choice going here, if there's a light source, then there's light, simple as that. Now, like I said, this mod completely reworks the interior cells, including some exterior world space cells that made sense, which in this case are mostly dungeons. There's also a rework of light bulbs from scratch with new lighting templates, new placements, and new image spaces, as well as new lighting templates to make as neutral as possible without any fake lights showing. Many vanilla lighting bugs or consistency issues have been solved, and this shouldn't really alter your performance in any way because of how limited use of visual effects there are here. Now, a side note from the mod creator himself, he says that Lux requires to be at the bottom of your load order in order to work as intended and avoid being overwritten. This mod also isn't compatible with any other lighting mod that may add or remove lights, and sounds and music mods may or should need a compatibility patch as well. But once you have the patches that you need all good to go and you load into the game for the first time, you'll be truly amazed by how much this changes Skyrim's lighting. I was extremely taken aback because I've been using ELFX for pretty much ever now. I can't even remember when I didn't have ELFX installed. So whenever I did install Lux and actually, walked into the Bannered Mare for the first time, or maybe the Palace of Kings, any interior that I walked into looked completely different and it blew my mind. And that's definitely why this mod's featured here at a number 2 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading this brand new lighting mod called Lux. Coming in at our number 1 spot, we have a brand new music mod pack called OrganicView Skyrim Music Compilation. The mod page reads that this is a bundle of all 5 of OrganicView's original music mods, which contain a large number of lore-friendly tracks designed to fit well along with the vanilla Skyrim music and add diversity to the music and aspect of every game. Now, we've actually covered a couple of OrganicView's music mods in the past, so whenever I do this little showcase here, you may actually be familiar with some of these songs. But the fact that they combined all of OrganicView's music mods into one mod, all coming in at 187.07, if you have enough space in your load order and you don't have a music mod yet, then what are you doing? This mod is perfect whenever it comes to adding music into the game if you have the space for it, and this is a great music compilation mod. And the fact that, we covered OrganicView's music mods in the past, just make it even better when they're all combined here. So without further delay, let's just jump into some of these new tracks that you'll be able to hear when you're exploring Skyrim. Now, as you can probably hear, this new soundtrack sounds amazing. And the fact that this is also a non-replacer version, so I can still hear the vanilla music, I really need to hear Jeremy's soul every once in a while I'm going about Skyrim. I can't just download a music mod and just hear all the music from that mod and not any vanilla music. I gotta hear at least 1 or 2 tracks from time to time. But the fact that they were able to add hours of new content to listen to when you're exploring Skyrim, as well as keeping the old content that you can also hear while exploring as well, that's definitely why the OrganicView Skyrim Music Compilation mod comes in at our number 1 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading it and giving some of these tracks to listen to for yourself. So that's pretty much it for this week's episode of the top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And if you have any suggestions for mods you'd like me to cover in future top 5 mod episodes, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, or you can follow me on Twitter. I'll be sure to leave my Twitter in the description, and you guys can follow me on there and leave me suggestions there as well. Special shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I will talk to you guys later.